let's start with your reading, Sagittarius. Today, we are going to look into your recent past, current energies, and near future. And then we will immediately clarify in order to find out more details about your messages. Now, let's begin right away with your reading. Okay, definitely not a great start, but we have something to look forward to. Yeah, I figured there's definitely something going on, Sagittarius. The main energy for the reading today is the Ten of Pentacles reversed. When this card comes up in reversed, it always makes me think of that song from Adele, Rolling in the Deep, when she says, "We could have had it all." And what we see here is that you felt so close to something, so close to a goal, to an outcome. And for a second there, you really thought that you had it. You really thought that it was finally going to happen and also last long term. But since this card is showing up in reverse, at some point instead you realize that it was all temporary and that maybe this is just something that was not going to happen at all with this person. Obviously, we're seeing the situation from the standpoint of your emotional reaction to what happened. Let's see if there is anything else that went on back then that you might not know about yet. Together, we're seeing how the situation is going to evolve. First of all, in the recent past, Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords. I mean, look at these two cards. It's clear that there was a lot of overthinking when it came to this situation. It does look like there was a deep connection. Otherwise, whomever this person is would have not felt so fearful about it. But this is a situation that came with a lot of confusion and a lot of things that went unsaid. A lot of issues that maybe at first were ignored and that grew to the point in which things had to end in order to reset, in order to find that stability again. There is so much going on here, and we'll definitely have to clarify in order to find out more about this. We'll come back to this situation. In the present, we have the Moon and the Hangman. You know, with this Hangman, you are either trying to look into the situation from a different perspective, or something is about to come in very soon, which will make you see things in a different way. There is something here that you're fundamentally letting go of, understanding that there is just so much that you can do. There is just so much that you should do. And there comes a time in which it's best to surrender to the events without trying constantly to fight against the stream. Maybe this is taking you somewhere and you should let the universe just work its magic. Is it actually the case? We'll see when we clarify, but obviously with the Moon, you cannot really understand why certain things are happening the way that they are right now. We'll see. In the near future, Four of Wands and Eight of Wands, I mean, now we're starting to see movement. Now we're starting to see something exciting. The first thing that we see here is how that Eight of Swords, very mental energy, is soon going to transform into the Eight of Wands, physical energy. Someone is taking action, coming in with communication, and potentially turning the situation around. After being in that Hangman position, I don't suppose that you expect this type of movement, but it is going to happen. And it could change it all. What's important to focus on is what is the moving force of this Eight of Wands? Why now? With what intentions? A lot of questions overall. We'll try to answer them as soon as we clarify this energy. Let's start with that, and let's begin with your recent past. Strength, Five of Cups, and Temperance with the Page of Cups. You know, there was definitely a difference in approach. Also, a difference in communication. Someone was very clear, very straightforward about what they wanted. They saw the potential of this, and there was no doubt in their mind that it could have been absolutely beautiful. But it's clear that the other person instead, with this Five of Cups, made things very, very complicated. We see someone here who created issues out of thin air. And at the end of the day, sabotage this whole situation, something that really looked promising. If this was your person, they really left you wondering, why do we need to overcomplicate things? Could we just enjoy what we have and just take it to the next level? Why are we creating issues that do not need to be there? Eventually, you realize that you were the only one fighting this battle, the only one trying to keep that balance, trying to keep things going. And this person, instead of fighting with you, they were fighting against you. And this is obviously not a sustainable dynamic. Sorry, I have an Amber Alert apparently going off on my watch and is bugging me. Stop it. All right, let me just get rid of this. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's see then what's going on in the present. And let's see what you should know about this energy. Five of Wands, Five of Swords, and that, okay, with the Queen of Cups. You know, it's clear with these cards that you are letting go of the idea that you had of the situation. You really thought you had it all, right? You really thought that this connection was perfection in so many ways. But now, you know, now that some time has passed, you look back and you're starting to wonder, was it as perfect as I thought? Or did I just want to see it that way in that moment? Because now you see a lot of things that you don't like anymore. You see a lot of imbalance instead of seeing that harmony that you really wanted to achieve once again. One thing is absolutely clear. If something is meant to be, you shouldn't feel like you have to hold on to it super tight or it will slip away from your hands and never come back, right? Relationships should definitely be an equal give and take. And if you are the only one bending back and forth for something to happen, then you already know that it might be best to distance yourself from the situation so that you can gain the clarity to see things for what they really are. And that's where you are today, Sagittarius, on the peak of the mountain, able to see what really happened on your way here and able to see also where to go next. So, where are you headed next? Let's look into it. Let's clarify the near future energy. Four of Wands, one step back from the Five, King of Cups, the Fool, and the Page of Cups once again. I love this. You know, it feels as though in the moment in which you truly stop trying, and in the moment in which you emotionally let go of this situation will experience a 180 and will put the other person in the same position they have placed you up to this point at least. I want to say that this is going to be exciting and promising, but I cannot help feeling that something in you has started to change, Sagittarius. Yes, this person might come back. Four of Wands talks about reconciliation, talks about that spark that is trying to come back into the situation, but the magic might be gone. And that trust level is gone with it too. Not trust in the sense of being loyal or honest. Trust in the sense of knowing that your partner has got your back, you know? Trusting that they're going to be there for you when you need them. And they're not just going to disappear whenever there is an issue or a doubt or whenever they see something else that they want. You want someone who's going to work with you and who is not going to turn cold and distant as soon as they see or feel something that they don't like. There is definitely here something that you need to think about, because this is coming back, but where are you going to invest into, knowing what you already know from the past? The main message so far, Sagittarius, is let it go, let it be, and let it figure itself out. There is definitely much more to come, but for now, the most important thing you can do is to be honest with yourself and to stand your ground when it comes to defending your position and your goals overall. Make your wants want you. Adopt that mindset. We see that it won't be long until this will actually happen. Definitely get ready for a surprise over here. So next, let's focus more on this incoming energy. Let's see what this is going to be about, what you should expect from this person and this connection in the near future, but also how all of this is going to evolve in the distant future. Lastly, let's also look into what else you have coming your way now that you're not consuming all of your focus and energies for a connection that was taking more than it was giving. So let's keep going with your reading, Sagittarius. If you want to dive deeper into the messages with me, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget, Sagittarius, that every single week I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free personal live 45-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Please make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Sagittarius. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the incoming events, the 10 of Wands. This is clearly a honest, straightforward conversation that is going to potentially be the turning point for this connection. The 10 of Wands really embodies everything we talked about so far, everything you felt, and that now you're going to let this person know in a way or another. We see how you felt as though all the responsibilities were on you only. You felt as though loving you for this person was kind of a chore. And you can now see clearly when the two of you lost touch and when they started taking you for granted. Regardless of what is going to happen after this conversation, you are about to free yourself up from a major burden. Getting all of this off your chest and really taking off to your next chapter. With or without this person, we'll find out. I'm actually excited for this because this is something that will make you feel lighter, will make you feel better. And we see this conversation right here. You know, sometimes you just need to get something off your chest in order to be able to find the determination and the motivation to go through a new chapter. Because when you carry something with you and you don't let the other person know, that can be very, very bad for you. So let's start with this 10 of Wands. I want to see what this is going to be about. And then we'll see how it's going to evolve and where it's going to take you in the next few months. Let's start by clarifying the 10 of Wands. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. We see the conversation, we see their reaction, and we see something right here that potentially right now you're not expecting. First of all, the Hierophant.